Breaking news right now. 2 people are shot in Boynton Beach. Both were taken to the hospital. News Channel 5's Elizabeth Harrington is live with details. Elizabeth.
Police have this area blocked off. We are in the 100 block of Northeast 27th Avenue here in Boynton Beach, and you can see several police cars behind me. They've been here for a couple of hours. According to a police spokesperson, 2 men were shot. Authorities say they were actually shooting at each other. That's how this happened. One person was taken to Delray Medical Center with serious injuries. The other man's injuries were considered not life-threatening. That is according to police. Now, Boynton Beach police are asking that any witnesses to please give them a call so they can piece together what happened here earlier tonight around 9 o'clock. We're live here in Boynton Beach. Elizabeth Harrington, WPTV News Channel 5.
Right now, a warning for U.S. military members here at home. The federal government says ISIS terrorists could be targeting U.S. military members through social media.
Now, leaders and advisors are advising these military men to keep a close eye on what they post online. News Channel 5's Charlie Keegan joining me here live in the feed room with more on the story. Charlie.
Ashley, of course, the feed room here is where we get videos in from all across the world here in the country. We've seen ISIS terrorist videos come up on our feeds. We've seen attacks in Canada committed by people who claim to be ISIS followers. And now military leaders are asking former and current military members here in the United States to fly under the radar so we don't see any videos of attacks on U.S. soil here on our feeds.
Twitter and Instagram.
Andres Bustamante checks his social media feeds on his phone several times a day.
It's a way to keep in touch with people, especially being in the military. You have friends all over the place.
The former Marine made it back from deployments across Asia. Now U.S. leaders are warning him and other current and former military members they could be targeted here at home based on what they post on social media.
It doesn't give you a scare, but it kind of wakens you a little bit like, oh, I have to continue to be careful what I'm saying.
Government leaders fear ISIS terrorists will ask sympathizers in the U.S. to attack military members who make themselves obvious by posting on Facebook or Twitter.
It really should be used for everybody. Everyone needs to be more aware on what their message they're giving out on social media.
Rob Feldman with PC Professor says it's easy for people across the world to find out where you work, live, and what you're interested in based on what you post online.
You're giving that person enough ammunition to go out there and cause some harm to you, and it's just not necessary. You're shooting yourself in the foot.
Bustamante says he's always careful about what he posts, but he won't live in fear in the country he fought to keep free.
It's a little unfair that veterans can't come home and wear the shirts they want and be proud of having served our country, and it's a little sad that the world has come to.
All right, we do have some tips to help protect yourself online, whether you're a military member or not. First of all, only become friends with people online who you know in real life. Also, don't post anything online that you don't want to be up there forever. And lastly, be sure to update your privacy settings. That's what we have here from the feed room. Charlie Keegan, WPTV News Channel 5.
New at 11, texting and driving is dangerous and can even be deadly, but police don't have a lot of power to stop it.
News Channel 5's Elizabeth Harrington has more on how that could be changing.
Sergeant Bruce Pinkman is a 26-year veteran at the Martin County Sheriff's Office. He's on the road every day, and he sees a lot of people texting while driving.
They're sitting there doing this as they go. They're sitting there, and unfortunately right now the law is not a primary stop.
Right now, texting while driving is a secondary offense in Florida. That means police can only cite you if you're pulled over for another reason.
Very frustrating.
But a new bill filed in the Florida legislature would make it a primary offense. So police could stop someone they see texting.
It will help enforcement abilities just a little bit. I don't think it will change the dynamic all that much.
That's because the bill targets texting and emails, but phones have a lot of uses. You can look at maps, play games, post to social media. It can be distracting, and people see it.
They're looking down or they're looking over, and then traffic stops, and they're,
Others worry if this bill passes, they could be cited for texting when they're not.
There's no proof. A phone is something small, and a cop is in the car, as you're going 70 miles an hour down the road. So
Elizabeth Harrington, WPTV News Channel 5.
This proposal will be looked at during the next legislative session that begins in March.